There's a special kind of pride that you feel deep down inside, a strength that seems to thrive in Lima, Allen County.
The American way of life, to get in gear and do what's right.
An unbreakable forthright link called real American strength. Lima, Allen County, real American strength.
Keeping you up to date with what's happening in your community. Community Focus on GTV2.
Thanks for joining us today on Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker. Have you taken the Active Menu Challenge? It's the newest program from Activate Allen County. And here in the studio to give us details is Denise Barnes.
Oh, thanks,
for
Anne.
being here. You're welcome. What is the Active Menu Challenge?
The Active Menu Challenge is an initiative from Activate Allen County to help restaurants offer healthy items on their menus. And it's because eating healthy is a choice, and it's not always easy to find healthy items to eat. So that's why we want the restaurants to have better offerings. It's pretty simple for the restaurants to participate. All they have to do is offer 2 choices of fruits or vegetables, and French fries and ketchup don't count.
Oh, darn it. There go 2 of my main food groups.
Yeah. If they could, and some people would like to, if you could offer, substitute a salad instead of the French fries. If they could offer low-calorie menu items, if they would just designate on their menu what would be a better choice. Offer 1% or skim milk, and serve at least 2 main courses with no more than 600 calories per item, or per the course.
So you've already gotten the meeting place signed up, but are you
Yes.
hoping for the majority of the restaurants?
We'd like most of the restaurants in Allen County to participate in this, and we have decals that they could put on their front door that says that they're Activate Menu approved, because we'd have a dietitian that would come in and would evaluate all of their choices and pick out 2 or 3 courses that would meet the criteria, and then those they could put like a little decal on so that the public, when they came in, would know that that would be a healthy choice. So when they're trying to decide, that they can just look right for those little symbols and know which one to pick.
Even the fast food restaurants do offer the vegetables, the skim
Right.
milk. We are getting healthier as a society.
Right.
But as you said in the beginning, it's a choice because
Right.
the fries and the ketchup are so good.
They're right there.
You
Yeah.
go for those.
Yeah.
How do you change the lifestyle and the way we operate?
Well, and I just think that needs to be an awareness. So when you're going in there, when you see the 2 choices, when you see those other options, because it's easy to reach for those fries. But when there's a choice, it's like, okay, do I go for like the apple slices or a salad or the fries? I mean, it causes you to take a moment to think about it. So even though you might go for those French fries one time, you're still, I think it's going to be in the back of your head. So hopefully, the more that it's in front of you, it just makes it easier to make those choices, because it used to be we couldn't, when you went out to lunch, you didn't even have that choice.
That's true.
So that it's nice now that we're starting to see more options out there.
What about when we get home? We have the same problems
It's
at home.
the same thing.
How do we work some of the
It's the
healthier
pro-
choices into our lives?
And that's another thing that Activate Allen County is doing too, is with the produce, because we're working also with the mobile produce market.
Which, if you haven't seen it yet, is just amazing when it comes
Right.
down the street towards you.
Right, and so, and it's just low cost, fresh, healthy produce. And we're trying to do classes too to show people how to cook, because if you get an eggplant or summer squash, spaghetti squash, do you know how to cook with it? So we've got chefs that are stepping up, and then they're going to start offering classes on how to prepare these healthier items.
That's great.
So
What is your overall goal for Activate Allen County?
we just want Allen County to be a healthier place to live. Our health outcomes aren't very good right now, so we just want to have the better choices. So we want to be able to eat healthier, become more active, and to live tobacco-free.
If people do want more information, or if there are any restaurants out there that would like to be
Right.
part of the Active Menu Challenge, how do they get in touch
if they
with you?
could just call us at 419-221-5035.
Okay.
And we can get them signed up, and we'll send a dietitian out. We won't share we won't share their recipes, but she'll review everything and then give you the seal of approval.
That's great.
So,
We appreciate you coming in today. It's a wonderful program, and we certainly wish you well with it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Denise Barnes with Activate Allen County. I'm Anne Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.
We're not doing well, Allen County.
Almost 70% of our adults are overweight.
And close to 40% of our children.
We eat the wrong foods.
We smoke too much.
We don't exercise nearly enough.
We can do better.
We can do better.
We can do better.
Activate Allen County is working with schools, churches, businesses, and local government to influence policies that will help us all do better.
We can do better for me.
For me. For all of us.
Join the effort to help Allen County do better by going to activateallencounty.com. Paid for with funding through a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
I didn't want to be touched. He said it would feel good, but it didn't. So he gave me a new doll and some candy. He told me not to tell anybody and that it's our special secret. How do I make him stop?
Say no. Run away. Scream. It's okay to tell an adult you trust if someone is hurting you or making you uncomfortable. Feel safe. Feel strong. Feel free.
Lima City Council has recently amended the city's vicious dog ordinance to deal with potential problems concerning dangerous dogs in the public.
The ordinance is comprehensive. However, here are some key elements that all dog owners and their neighbors should be aware of.
Any dog that is considered a breed of pit bull is considered a vicious dog regardless of its temperament.
A vicious dog is any dog that attacks, bites, or causes injury to a person or domestic animal with or without provocation.
Not under control of the owner and secure with a muzzle and a leash of 6 feet or less in length, all vicious dogs must be confined when outside in a pen with a secured top and bottom, or with the sides of the pen embedded at least 1 foot deep into the ground.
If you're a dog owner and have concerns about any dogs in your neighborhood, visit limapolicedepartment.com to find out more about the city's vicious dog ordinance.
The fine for noncompliance is $150 per citation, and ignorance of the law is not a defense.
If there's an emergency situation, call local law enforcement for immediate assistance.
Reduce, recycle, reuse. Allied Waste Services in the City of Lima encourage you to live green by recycling all that you can. Recycling promotes green living by reducing the amount of waste materials buried in landfills. This saves money, natural resources, and energy. Keep our environment healthy and start recycling today. Allied Waste Services is committed to a clean environment. Contact us today for your recycling needs. Visit our website, republicservicesohio.com, to learn more about recycling today.
WIMA. I'm Mike Miller. Glad you're with us Tuesday morning at this time. For a few minutes, we talk with representatives of the City of Lima, and we are certainly pleased to welcome the mayor of the city. Dave Berger is in studio with us. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Mike. Great to be here.
How about the mid-30-degree temperatures? Caught your attention a little bit, huh?
Well, this is my favorite season. I love to kind of bundle up, love to wear sweaters, and if the sun is out, then it can't be too cold, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we've had a great stretch here for about a month and a half or more now, so a little bit cooler temperatures. I guess it's about due, and we'll just deal with it, quite frankly. Because of the colder temperatures now, on the heels of a little bit of rain, those leaves are starting to trickle down slow but sure, and once they really hit, of course, we'll be swimming in leaves, and that is always an issue, certainly with a municipality like the City of Lima. The whole thing about leaf collection, we're probably still a few weeks away, but it's just around the corner, isn't it?
It's we're getting prepared, and Saul Allen, the deputy director of the street department, last night addressed Lima City Council and indicated that the plan is to actually begin leaf pickup the week of November 11th and try to have the first round done by Thanksgiving. And should the snows hold off, then we would expect to get a second round in by the middle of December. So we're getting prepared, and the option that property owners have the city is to be able to not wait on us, but instead get leaf collection bags, either from the Utilities Payment Center or from the Street Department. They're free to those that bring a utility bill demonstrating residency in the city. And then you can clean your yard. You can be actually setting those leaves out for the regular pickup schedule rather than waiting until the street crew comes around to pick them up en masse.
Which frankly I do. Just as I understand people can do whatever they want to do. There's certainly that technique to setting them out on the edge of the curb, but not on the street.
Correct.
Yeah, and I just don't do that. It's too easy for me to mulch them and then bag them up with those huge, gigantic bags. And you set the bag out because the regular garbage pickup will pick those up.
That's right,
So,
and I do the same. It's much more convenient for me on my schedule to be able to, get out there, run my mower with the bag, and blow it all into that collection, and it keeps my yard the way I need to. Plus, I get to manage my schedule in a way that that'll be effective. So
no doubt about it, and that's coming up soon. And I'm I actually look forward to it because it's like built-in exercise, right?
Yeah.
That's the way you have to look at it.
Well, and one other thing, I think city council members last night commented on this, that actually a number of cities, due to the turmoil with their finances, have actually done away with leaf collection. And we've been fortunate that the stability of the city's finances has allowed us to continue this. I think it's an important service. And because of the way in which we do collect, all of this material, frankly, becomes a composting resource, which is taken out to Hanthorne Road and becomes a soil, positive soil amendment as it gets processed.
That's interesting. So some decent-sized communities have walked away from that.
Well, my hometown, Mansfield, has found it necessary. They're in financial crisis, and they have suspended leaf collection for the last several years, in fact. So it's left to the individual homeowner, property owner, to take care of the leaves and dispose of them accordingly.
All right, that's a message to one and all. It's out there that some of the things the city of Lima is doing are still pretty good.
Well, I think it's really an important service that's provided. It helps us all keep our properties in an order that I think people appreciate, and it's done in a way that it doesn't interfere with eventual the snows that come. I think we've all seen when we get caught by the snow and we've still got leaves either in our yard or in the street, it causes all sorts of problems. Yep. Once it gets iced up and we're unable to get rid of it till the springtime, that sort of mess damages our yards and properties and also makes driving hazardous in the city.
I would say the other thing that's noteworthy, especially when leaves start to fly, is keeping those drains unclogged on your street.
That's correct.
Next to your house. A lot of them I see that is not the case.
It's interesting how quickly both grass clippings as well as leaves clog up a street drain, and then you've got flooding that happens very quickly and can, again, cause hazardous driving or backups in a neighborhood.
All right, a few more things to talk about. Some construction continues along Market and Bell Fountain. We'll get some thoughts on that. And a really big day last week at UNOH inside the city of Lima. We'll detail that for you. And your calls at 224-1150. It's 814. 818 at News Talk 1150 WIMA. On this Tuesday morning, welcoming representatives of the city of Lima. Certainly pleased to have Mayor Berger in with us. 224-1150 is our phone line. We do have a call. As a matter of fact, let's go right to the phones for the mayor. John from Lima. John, you're on.
Yeah, I wondered if the mayor knew what the big hole or pit is behind the old Lima Register factory. There's a big, like they were going to make a pond or something. There's a big open pit.
Actually, I do not know.
All right.
Yours is Your announcement is news to me.
John, for the benefit of our listeners, identify where that location is to the best of your ability.
Well, it's more or less behind the old Lima Register factory there on Cable Road.
Is it actually on their property?
I'm not sure, but it's in that area behind their place.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had backhoes and stuff out there a year or so ago digging, and now it's just kind of like a big open hole.
Oh, that building has been largely warehouse in recent years, though, hasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, and this is in behind it, kind of off maybe to the side of it, but more or less behind it.
Right, in the Westgate area, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. I don't know. That's an interesting question, John. Well, maybe somebody knows.
Okay.
Well, thanks for your call.
Yep, no doubt. We appreciate that. 224-1150, if somebody knows. And, of course, again, that has been kind of a warehouse thing. Hey, I want to talk about right close to that, just down the street, as a matter of fact, on Cable Road. Last week on Wednesday, I believe it was the ribbon cutting and the official opening of the University of Northwestern Ohio Indoor Athletic Complex. Mayor, you were on hand and for those festivities. Really an excellent turnout. A lot of people with their jaws dropping. Frankly, it was very impressive and quite a day for UNOH, but really for the community at large, right?
Well, I think what they've done there is spectacular. Obviously the building was large, but they made it larger, and the investment there is very significant. They now have an indoor soccer, full indoor soccer field, plus lots of training facilities for baseball and golf and weightlifting and spas. I mean, it's truly a spectacular facility, and it's very much in line with how UNOH has been branding themselves and creating a culture based upon sports and having teams that are representing them in both men's and women's sport activities. And I can see just how important that would be to continuing to attract students from all over the country to come here. I can
although I correct you, the women's soccer team does not have a single American on the roster. So there.
Oh, so it's an international reach.
That is correct.
Wow, that's even more impressive, and it obviously goes to that whole branding and marketing side of their enterprise. And it's also available for the entire student body, for the faculty and the staff, and you can see how that also would fit with that amenity that I think everyone that's a part of that organization would want to appreciate.
Yeah, no question about it. And technically on that side, the east side of Cable Road, it's inside the city of Lima. I guess the city was involved. The city was mentioned a few times by Dr. Jarvis on its assistance in trying to fast-track permits and things of that nature to make it as affordable as possible, because obviously a building of that entity and size is not inexpensive, right?
Well, they did have some major structural additions. They built onto the rear, and probably the most important was they had, as we know from the big box stores, their design has these large poles in the middle, and in order to create the space for the soccer arena or field, they had to remove a number of those, which meant that the roof had to be supported with major structural support. So, our city building commissioner was involved, and we certainly appreciate his engagement. But I think fundamentally here we're talking about the university having a very creative team who have been able to look at their needs long term, look at the way in which they're positioned geographically and the facilities that have been there. This is now the second major building that they've renovated, the first being the former theater that's now their event center, and now this as an athletic complex. They're very, very significant reuses that I think kind of set the standard for quality and for imagination.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, of course, it was later in the week as a part of their campus. They They added a facility that's involved with St. Rita's Medical Center, and that's probably really good for all these students that are from other states and other locales, right?
Well, I think it provides to their students a high-quality medical service that's right there on the campus, and certainly if you're a parent with a student on that campus and knowing that kind of medical service is available, I think would go a long way to easing your mind.
No question about it. It's we are fortunate. There have been some amazing developments in the last number of years in this area. It's 8:25, still a moment or so. If you would like to chat with the mayor, you have time at 224-1150. Two other quick things I want to touch on, Mayor, the ongoing project with the new lighting and the traffic lights on Market and Bell Fountain. It's quite stunning where some of it is complete. I mean, it really looks good, and I think from a practical sense with the street lights, or that is with the traffic lights, it's going to be a lot more effective from a safety standpoint. How is that project developing at this hour?
Well, we're continuing to wait on some materials and poles to come in, but they are making progress. Our contractor right now is working on many locations to prepare it for the eventual improvements in the concrete where the excavations took place, and eventually as well, all the electrical connections will get made, and we're hoping to get those lights on. The other thing that's going to happen with the poles, we have now entered into an agreement with Downtown Lima, much as they currently maintain the banners that are in the square. We're extending that authority for them to actually install banners and change them on a seasonal basis for the entire length of the new lighting from out at the eastern edge of the city along Bell Fountain to Market and on to Woodlawn. So that'll also add to kind of the festive, decorative part of entering into the city.
All right, very good. Looking forward to that, no doubt about it. Hey, this Saturday, an important event, and it's about the third or fourth year now that this has occurred, and it's been so successful, a so-called medication disposal event. The Lima City Police Department, the Allen County Sheriffs, working with Health Partners of Western Ohio, and a lot of other people, Chief Supermarket, University of Findlay College of Pharmacy, Allen County Children's Services, Kmart, Lima Memorial Health System, this medication disposal program this Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon. And many of us know the thrust of this, and that is old prescription meds that are just simply collecting dust and not doing anybody any good. They need to be disposed of, don't they?
They need to be disposed of, and we need to recognize that what we've all been told forever is wrong, which is we should not dump these materials, these medications, down the toilet. Doing that harms the environment. And so we have to train ourselves and remind ourselves that disposing of these materials in the proper way is important, and the way to do that is through this kind of collection activity that the police department and the sheriff's department are heading up. This is now, I understand, the sixth time that we've done this, and I think the more that people hear about it, the more it becomes a habit. But all of us should be routinely going through our medicine cabinets, collecting those that are now expired or no longer needed, and leave them in the original bottle, bring them to one of the 5 collection points, drop them, and then the police will dispose of them. Essentially, they get incinerated in a safe incineration process. It does not harm even the air quality, and it's disposed of in a way that does not become also a legal liability from the standpoint of drug abuse opportunities.
Also, reminding those that do turn in the original container or prescription bottle for medication, just take a moment and blacken out your name or whosever name is on that, just for your own self-protection at some point. Likely wouldn't be an issue, but nevertheless, you can't be too careful. 9 to noon are the drop-off time periods at the Allen County Children's Services Building on West Spring downtown. Also, Chiefs on South Cable Road, Chiefs in Northland, the Lima Memorial Hospital Medical Park, on Northeast Town Road, and Kmart on Harding Highway. So a lot of locations to do this.
It's 5 locations that everybody can get to no matter what neighborhood you're in, and it's an important thing to do for your safety of your home and for our community.
Mayor, as always, wish we had more time. Just like that, it's time to head for the newsroom, but we thank you so much for coming in. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mike.
We're not doing well, Allen County.
Almost 70% of our adults are overweight.
And close to 40% of our children.
We eat the wrong foods.
We smoke too much.
We don't exercise nearly enough.
We can do better.
We can do better.
We can do better.
Activate Allen County is working with schools, churches, businesses, and local government to influence policies that will help us all do better.
We can do better for me.
For me. For all of us.
Join the effort to help Allen County do better by going to activateallencounty.com. Paid for with funding through a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Let's all do our part to keep the Ottawa River clean and healthy. Clean trash and debris from storm drains to keep them from being washed into the river. Your actions matter.
My joints ached and I was always tired.
I was always cold, I couldn't concentrate, and my body hurt all over.
My doctor told me I had lupus. Women of childbearing age, and especially African American women, are at higher risk.
If you suspect that you have lupus, you should contact your doctor.
You're invited to attend the local lupus support group meetings on the second Thursday of each month at 1 o'clock at Lima Towers. For further information, go to connectedhands.org.
Lima City Council has recently amended the city's vicious dog ordinance to deal with potential problems concerning dangerous dogs in the public.
The ordinance is comprehensive. However, here are some key elements that all dog owners and their neighbors should be aware of.
Any dog that is considered a breed of pit bull is considered a vicious dog regardless of its temperament.
A vicious dog is any dog that attacks, bites, or causes injury to a person or domestic animal with or without provocation.
Not under control of the owner and secure with a muzzle and a leash of 6 feet or less in length, all vicious dogs must be confined when outside in a pen with a secured top and bottom, or with the sides of the pen embedded at least 1 foot deep into the ground.
If you're a dog owner and have concerns about any dogs in your neighborhood, visit limapolicedepartment.com to find out more about the city's vicious dog ordinance.
The fine for non-compliance is $150 per citation, and ignorance of the law is not a defense.
If there's an emergency situation, call local law enforcement for immediate assistance.